Lesson 3.8, solving number puzzles, 3-digit numbers. Onto the warm-up. This number chart starts from 401 and ends at 500. What numbers are covered, and how do you know? What are the numbers that are covered? How do you know? At first, when we look at the chart, we see that they're counting in ones horizontally, 401, 402, 403, and so on. And vertically, they're counting in tens, 401, 411, 421, 431, 441. So we can use this to determine the numbers that are covered. So this is 402, 412, 422, 432, 442. So this will be 452. And this will be 462, 472, 482, 492. So we can count the tens to figure out the covered numbers. The same as this one, 444, 454, 464, 474, 484, 494. Now, let's take a look at this puzzle. I am between 400 and 450. Between 400 and 450 here. My number has 2 tens. You say my number when you start at 400 and count in tens. When you start at 400 and count in tens. So, what is the number? Color the number chart to show the answer. What is the number that is missing here, according to this puzzle? Because it's got 2 tens and counting in tens. 2 tens. So the number is 420. 420. Because has 2 tens. Counting in tens. Now let's go on to the workout. Write the number that is 10 greater or 10 less. So we write the numbers that is 10 less to these numbers, and the number that is 10 greater to these numbers, write it here. So let's do it together. Let's do the 10 less. 470, the 10 less will be 460. 424, the 10 less will be 414. 162, the 10 less will be 152. 856 will be 846. 515 will be 510. 505. Okay, I beg your pardon. 319 will be 309. Now 10 greater. Let's try the 10 greater. 470 will be 480. So we have 460, 470, 480. 424 will be 434. 162 will be 172. 856 will be 866. 515 will be 525. 319 will be 329. There you have it, folks. Now let's go into number 2. Number 1, because it's 10 less, we only have to change the tens. Work with the tens. So number 2, because it's 100 less or 100 greater, we only have to work with the hundreds. So let's do the 100 less. 432, 100 less will be 332. 100 less will be 380. 100 less will be 183. 100 less will be 289. 100 less will be 512. 100 less of this will be 9. Now, 100 greater. For this number, the 100 greater will be 532. 100 greater will be 580. 100 greater will be 383. 100 greater will be 489. 100 greater will be 712. And for this 100 greater will be 209. Now let's go on to number 3. Solve this number puzzles. I am between 750 and 800. Between 750 and 800. My number has 4 ones. The digits in my tens and 100 places are the same. So the digits in the tens and 100 places are the same. And we have between 750 to 800. So it's going to be, since they are the same, the only digit that is the same is 77. So we have 774 ones, right? 4. Part B. I am less than 750. You say my number if you start at 712 and count by tens. From 712, we count by 10. I have the same number of tens and ones, the same numbers again. So from 712, count by tens, but less than 750. So less than 750 here, somewhere here. 750. So the only number that has the same digit is this. So we have 722. Part C. I am greater than 730, greater than 730. My number has 0 ones. 0 ones. I have the digits in my hundreds and tens place are the same. So 100 and tens place are the same. So it will be something like this, 770. So it will be 770. 70. Part D, I am between 750 and 800. My number has 8 tens. Between 750 and 800. So I have 8 tens, 8 tens. 8 tens will be somewhere here. You say my net number if you start at 758 and count by tens. So counting by 10, 758 by 10 will be 788. Number 4, try to solve these puzzles without a number chart. Part A, I am between 200 and 250. You say my number when you start at 150 and count by tens. The digits in my tens and hundreds place are the same. When we start from 150 and count it by tens. Now the tens and hundreds are the same. Between 200 and 250. So the digit that can be the same is 220. Part B, my number is greater than 300 but less than 400. So between 300 and 400. It has 0 tens. You say my number if you start at 290 and counts by fives. So counting by fives will be 305. Now, think of a number for the fast finishers. Think of a number that is less than 500, then write 3 clues about your number. So I want the students to do this themselves. Think of a number that is less than 500 and write 3 clues. You can use the idea from number 3 and number 4. I am this, I am that. Okay, but it should be less than 500. Do it yourself. I will check in your work. Now let's go on to the practice. Practice 3.8. I want you guys to do it now. Pause the video, go and do it. Come back and let's do this together. Pause the video now. Go and do your work now. Go. Okay, now you come back. So let's do the practice to do the correction together. Number 1, solve this number puzzles. Part A, I am between 301 and 342. My number has 4 tens. My number is odd number. 4 tens and it's odd number. And it's between 301 and 342. And has 4 tens. So the number is 341. Part B. I am greater than 310. My number has 0 ones. Greater than 310 and have 0 ones. The digits in my hundreds and tens place are the same. So the digits in my hundred and tens are the same and have 0 ones. So The number is 330. Part C. I am between 301 and 350. My number has 6 ones. The digits in my hundreds and tens places are the same. So 6 ones. So it must be from here 6 ones between 301 and 350. 6 ones. Then the digits in the hundreds and tens are the same. 6 ones, they are the same. Hundreds and tens. So it is 336. Part D. I am greater than 320, more than 320. You say my number if you count forward by 100 from 144. From 144. That means I have 4 zeros, 4 ones. Count by 100. So we have 344. Now, number 2. Solve these puzzles without a number chart. I am between 700 and 750. I have 0 tens. You say my number if you start at 700 and count by 5s. And that would be 705. Part B. My number is greater than 500 but less than 600. My number has 5 ones. The digits in my hundreds and tens and ones place are the same. It's very easy, so this would be 555. Part C. My number is greater than 200 but less than 250. You say my number if you count by 100 from 20. Counting from 20 by 100. 20, 120. Greater than 200 but less than 250. So 120, 220. So the answer is 220. Part D. I am between 600 and 650. You say my number when you start at 603 and count by tens. The digits in my tens and ones place are the same. Tens and ones are the same. That'll be 633. There you have it, folks. Compare your answer with the correction and send it to the teacher.